Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am sitting here staring at my Logitech camera being a dickhead, and I cannot get around it. But anyway, welcome to the fucking show. I am Man at Arms, a.k.a. Rick for the sake of brevity. Brevity? Shortness, whatever. With me, as always, is Fork Knife Spoon, a.k.a. Ryan, for the same reason. And a person who has an even more shit camera than me tonight, NemPlays. I honestly don't even know what the fuck I'm going to say when we start. It's like, okay, here we go. I'm jumping in.
I knew it was going to be something about a camera because this is the first time we've not actually had somebody come on that you could see him live in the video.
No, right when you said we're live, I saw my camera flicker like 4 times. I was like, motherfucker, my OCD completely took the fuck off. Nem, for the people who, and I don't know who these people would be, but people who are listening to this and may not have heard of you or know who you are, what is it that you do, sir?
So I'm a content creator, you know, if you want to use that word, but I make videos and reviews for PlanetDestiny. Been at that for a couple of years and stream on my own on the side whenever I, get the feeling to, because I don't really consider myself a streamer by any means, but yeah, I just do silly shit in the game and I review it.
I mean, that's basically how I describe myself, just with less success. But you've been around forever, though, bro.
At least in Destiny, yeah. But in terms of like actually doing shit for it, in terms of like videos and stuff like that, I started back in like the last couple of weeks of Rise of Iron. That's when I came into the PlanetDestiny team.
All right, so now I'm a serial lurker. If you don't know this, I lurk in lots of Twitch streams, only because I would like to keep my job. But in my impression, you were more of a PvE person.
Yeah.
I know you play PvP and you get all the things, but that's your jam, correct?
Yeah. That's primarily where I have fun. I like PvP, but I don't take it as seriously as some other PvP focused people do. You know, I just go in there if I'm going in there with friends. I just go in there to have fun and chill the hell out.
So, when Rick was telling me about having you lined up for this week, I go, I know who this guy is. I have seen him in everything. I obviously know you on the PD podcast, but I go, why do I know him? Well, I can't remember when I first came across you and what it was that you did that was kind of like your staple. So what would you consider your staple thing to be that people would know you from? Is it PD? Is it doing other content? What is the...
It's definitely PlanetDestiny, and I think it's been highlighted a little bit more recently, simply because kind of like my thing is playing Gambit, and that's my dog coughing in the background, I apologize. Playing Gambit and doing some silly fucking shenanigans in Gambit.
Okay.
I have my mic muted because my dogs are losing their shit right now.
That's a common occurrence. Dogs is a common occurrence on this show, so don't worry about it.
I'm watching my beagles fight like 5 feet from me in the next.
Generally speaking, there's cell phone noise and dogs in every episode.
He's lying to you, Nem. It's not a cell phone. It's a dildo. We've already established this. This is fine.
Oh, fair.
You say dildo, I say phone.
Oh shit!
All right, so Gambit.
Yeah.
Ryan, go. Ryan loves this shit. Ryan, go, run, boy.
So, what draws you to Gambit? Because honestly, this is my interest is. So we can talk about this for a while. But what is drawing you into Gambit? What is it that you like, or what keeps you coming back to it?
So, man, when I think really Gambit is something that kind of just brings out like the PvE sweatlord in me a little bit, because it just blends in enough PvP with PvE things to do.
Okay.
And even though I consider myself more on the PvE side of things, I really, really, really enjoy invading in Gambit. But I enjoy invading with like off the wall things that people normally you don't see them use, like swords or tractor cannon or a fusion rifle, and everything right now that you see in Gambit is either a sniper or a not a submachine gun, an LMG or Thunderlord from like a mile away. So I try to break that mold, and if you see like my Twitter feed, it's pretty much just nothing but silly shit like that.
Okay. So, when you started with this, I mean, I know you're not a big PvP guy, but were you looking for maybe more PvP in this, or are you happy with the way they've balanced Gambit out?
I actually think it's really well balanced in terms of, if anything, at least in Gambit Prime, they kind of overbalanced the invasions aspect of it, because they recently changed the way that the invasion portal works when you're in the primeval phase. So it went from a 30-second portal cooldown to a 40%, and that not really jiving with that change, but I don't know. Gambit really just kind of makes me sweat a little bit. It's like, all right, we got to win, and I get upset if we don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is my mic still working?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I got that going for me now.
Your camera has taken 2 vacations tonight already, though.
This is fine. Don't worry about this. All right, we're bigger on audio anyway. This is fine.
Yeah, I guess people don't like looking at us every week.
Gambit, that's probably been my favorite game mode now for a couple seasons. Okay, so I'm gonna ask advice because you were way better at this than I am. What is like your favorite like loadouts, or like the thing that like triggers people the most?
I think honestly, really, the thing that triggers people the most right now is if you're invading with a hammerhead or with a thunderlord. Like that's the thing that at least triggers me the most. When I get killed from like a fucking mile away from like a hammerhead, and I'm using a like high precision scout rifle where I should have the advantage, that triggers the shit out of me. Like, I get so upset. So if you want to trigger people, use a thunderlord or a hammerhead.
So I've already accomplished that in my life. Then,
if you want to trigger net,
I am one of those people.
Will not fall.
Oh,
audio glitch.
Apparently.
Oh well. So.
And I've been known to use a tractor cannon for no reason whatsoever.
dude,
Wow. I think that was just covered.
That's the best. That's how I like making people upset in Gambit. It's with a tractor cannon, because it kind of forces you to get up close to them, and if they panic and use a super, just boop and like just null them out of that shit. It's so satisfying.
I only play Titan, so I'm up close anyway, so it just works for
There
me.
you go.
Yeah, That's the thing. So
I just sort of want to ask you, what do you main? Because you play everything, but what's your
Warlock.
favorites?
Warlock, 100%. Particularly like the Void Warlock. That's usually my jam.
I think Rick just turned his camera off to say, "Go fuck yourself."
That was in fact intention.
So,
Ryan's a warlock. I mean, I have a tolerance. It's fine. You're not a hunter.
No, that's probably my least played class. If I'm not on my Warlock, I'm on my Titan for sure.
The only hunter I give a pass is Dan, so this is fine.
Danfinity?
Yeah, he's the only hunter I give a pass.
I give him shit about that all the time.
He can't play anything else, bro. It matches his personality like perfectly.
Yeah, that makes
It's like,
sense.
what else would he be?
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, I'm still gonna give him shit about it.
oh my god.
Oh.
You say that now because the first time I ever met Dan was a couple weeks ago on the podcast, and I was going, "You're absolutely right. Everything about that man for that hour and 15 minutes we spent with him says Hunter."
I put it in the video. Like specifically, Dan.
Fucking Dan.
Oh, good lord!
Yeah,
All right.
Go ahead. Go.
No, go.
No, you got questions.
I
today.
don't. I'm good.
I'm not driving.
He answered everything I had, wanted to ask. So, and he did it in one statement.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
I would,
Yep.
Before we get too deep into like the Destiny shit, I did want to ask you, which kind of glossed over, what did you do before gaming? Like, what did you do outside of gaming? Because I know you play guitar, and obviously,
Yeah.
we have a kindred interest in metal, apparently.
Yeah.
I'll piggyback on that and ask you, what games did you come from before Destiny?
Man, if honestly, if I had to say a game that like I played almost as much as Destiny, was probably like maybe Black Ops 2, but
Call of Duty asshole.
little bit. But I was never that Call of Duty asshole that was yelling and fucking deep throating their mic. I just played it for shits and giggles. Outside of that, big Metal Gear guy and Castlevania. Love me that kind of shit.
Okay. So let's revisit what Rick was asking. What besides the metal music, which I'm gonna go away while you talk about it. What were you? What else do you doing? What's life like outside of Destiny? Destiny games. Yeah.
Man,
I'm waiting for him to say I work.
Jobs, dude.
I work at GameStop or some shit.
Shitty retail jobs. I worked GameStop when I was like 16, and that was like my first job. But
That's
no,
a good age,
yeah. It's been up until recently just shitty retail jobs and guitar, pretty much what I do. I think it started on October. That's when I said, fuck it, I'm leaving that. And I just kind of started focusing a little bit more on like editing and stuff like that. But really right now, that's kind of my priority. Just kind of PlanetDestiny at the moment.
Okay.
But
So doing PlanetDestiny, doing the content creation that you're able to make a living doing that?
very, very, very barely.
So let me rephrase.
Scraping by.
You're able to squeak out a living out of that?
And that is generous. That is generous.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is just primarily temporary because I was in a pretty big car accident last year that left my car super fucked. And up until recently, finally managed to get that going. So plans are work again and then take classes so I can get better at editing, like video, professional editing and stuff like that. So until then, PD has been like my primary focus.
Okay. So, do you want to talk any about your car accident, or are we going to leave that off the table?
I mean, we can talk about it, dude.
So, can we add, like, aside from your car, anything else get damaged? I'm trying to fit you, like, how when you walked away from the accident, did you walk away, or did you have to be carried away and cut out with the jaws of life and the whole thing?
It was so fucking stupid. It was here in the 405 in LA, and I was going on the freeway, and I looked to my right because it was the oncoming ramp. So I was just trying to make sure that there was nobody coming up on me. And when the moment I looked back ahead, bam, just hit the person that was in front of me.
Okay.
But luckily, like, they were okay. I was okay. Like, my ankle was fucked out of it. That's probably the worst thing that happened. The absolute shitty part about that is that I had a flight to catch the next day. So,
oh my god. Okay.
Was it like an important flight?
kind of, yeah.
Leave it like, oh.
Yeah.
So this was life-changing.
He's about to say I was going home to visit my dying mom and grandmother at the same time, or some kind of shit.
Dude, no.
No. Luckily, it wasn't that, important, but it was a flight that I definitely needed to take, which was to the UK. So it wasn't no 4-hour flight. It was a 10-hour flight overnight.
So you needed to get on the airplane with a busted ass ankle going, I got to deal with my insurance company and this car and this whole thing all the same.
I was roaming through LAX and Heathrow in London, lugging around a cane, just trying to make my way through. Which, by the way, border security in London are fucking assholes, dude.
Really?
Yeah. So when I got off the flight from LAX to London, the dude was basically, he was going through all my paperwork and my passport and questioning why I was going there. Which, long story short, I was there visiting a now ex-girlfriend because she lived in Scotland. So he's going through my messages and he's going through all this shit, and like, he sees that my next flight is literally within the hour from London to Glasgow, and he looks at me. He was like, I can send you right back if I wanted to, but you can go on ahead. And I was like, okay, dick, thanks.
What's the point of even making that statement? Like,
it sounded like a fucking power trip, dude.
Was it you better start finding some cash? I mean, kind of thing. Like,
I don't know. Like, he was looking into like how much money I was carrying or how long I was staying for.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
So yeah.
But that happened to me in New York, because if I'd have had like 2 more packs of cigarettes, the guy told me technically they could have charged me with trafficking out-of-state cigarettes into the state of New York.
Sheesh. That's fucking
How much do you fucking smoke, Rick?
Like today?
Today?
We're going lifetime? I didn't count. It's a long trip. You know how much a fucking pack of cigarettes is in New York? It's like $14 a pound. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So
No, understood.
But there's a limit. So if you are a smoker and you're traveling to states like this, call ahead. What's my limit? Just throwing that out there.
Right.
Totally had nothing to do with anything we're talking about, but that's fine.
All right. So you get through London, you get to visiting the girlfriend, you come back home. Are you pretty much okay at that point and just putting your car back together, kind of where?
I think at that point, most of everything was already resolved. It was just a matter of dealing with like the last bit of paperwork of the insurance and how much it was going to go up, and there were still a few things that were wrong with the car that eventually kind of got worse over time, and now finally fixed it. But yeah, it was not the best way to go on a vacation.
I'd have probably just said fuck it, just stayed in Scotland.
Right. Hey, trust me, the temptation was there. Yeah, no, dude,
I would like political asylum.
hobbling my way through Glasgow and Edinburgh is just it was great, but it was painful.
Okay. So you get back now. Things have settled down. You're doing the Planet Destiny thing. You're doing, your own stuff.
Yeah.
I assume your car is running.
Yeah, for the most part. There is the most part.
There are days.
Not entirely legally yet, but we're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah. It was honestly it's a matter of the tags were out of date, needed the smog check, but then fucking catalytic converter was the filter inside was actually melted somehow. And because so because
that's a whole other fucking
we
thing.
cut them fuckers
Exactly.
out here.
exactly.
Yeah, you
So-
can't do that there. Shit, no.
Yeah, so because I'm in LA, the converters are that much more expensive to get and replace. So it's been fun.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
So
This is extra fun to me because I don't know if I've ever talked about. I actually appraise cars for a living. That's what I do.
it's the whole reason
So,
why
like,
I'm
the car's
interested.
working somewhat. I'm like, I drove in one of those today. How's the car?
So
Most of it's there.
a few weeks ago, Rick was planning to go on a vacation for a couple of weeks. He was going to Texas, and the final show that we were going to do before he went on vacation, he texted me like 2 hours beforehand. He's like, "I think we're going to have to reschedule." And he sends me this picture of his lip, and it's swollen up like Fred Flintstone head size, lip.
Holy shit.
And he was walking through the repair garage at where he works, and
It's just our garage.
a guy had a hammer and kind of went back to swing it, and the head of the hammer flew off and cracked him right in the mouth.
No.
And he was so proud when he called me like an hour later. He's like, and I held on to my cigarette. He's like, I drop on the floor, I'm rolling around, and cigarette.
Fucking oath.
Holy shit, dude.
I was on the ground like this. I'm like, I'm cool.
Damn, dude, that's wild.
So
It was perfect because I said this like it hit me in the jaw, and like this is the one thing on my body you probably can't break. Like if it had hit me anywhere else, I'd have been in the hospital. It was like, oh no, dude, you got me in the chin. I'm fine. Look at my chin. It's like the front of an icebreaker. You cannot break this thing.
All right. So
We're gonna end up telling that story every week for like a month now. Watch.
what? Oh, you're getting popped in the mouth?
It's just my short battle with Thor,
So
and I lose.
yeah, so you're at Planet Destiny. What do you do for them? What are you in charge of over there? And then this is gonna sound weird because I don't remember the timeline. This is just for me. Were you there pre-disaster PD, or have you just come on since the rebooted Planet Destiny?
I was there before all of that.
I remember him. I was gonna.
Okay.
I remember him from before.
My
Yeah.
my timelines just get mixed up in my head, so I'm just asking for clarification from me. So Planet Destiny, what are you doing there now? What are you in charge of?
So I help with honestly a little bit of everything. So I work really close with Moonvald, which is the brand manager of PD, in terms of looking for people, because we're also looking for we're going to be looking for people to stream for us on the channel.
Okay.
To help her out with that. I take care of the weekly Zero videos, any reviews that need to be done for the. If I have it, I will do so. I edit the video portion of the podcast that goes up on the YouTube side of things. Meanwhile, Dan does the audios side of it. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and if need be, I'll stream on the channel whenever needed as well. But I'm a little bit everywhere when it comes to that for PD.
Okay.
See, how did not? This is just my ignorance because I do everything. But does it just like Dan does the audio file and sends it to you, and then you cut the video to match the audio?
So when it comes to editing the show, we do the local recording through Audacity. So
Okay.
once the show's over, we upload it to a drive, and he takes care of that. And I just go into the video producer on Twitch. I download. It's just a straight rip download from the stream.
Oh, all right, gotcha.
I cut the beginnings and ends of the show, and I add in the intro and outro. And if there's anything that happened in the middle of the show, like if we lost connection or whatever, then I kind of just fix that in the middle. But most of the time, it's just straight up a rip, render, and send
Or
it
what?
to Moon.
What happens to us where cats walk by and rip cords out and shit? This has been a thing.
This is a thing that has happened. That was the best. We should never cut that. That was the best part of the show.
Dude, it's in the video.
Just 5 minutes of screeching and panic.
So
But yeah, no, I was there before the whole.
So you were back. You were there when the DCP crew was the PD crew, and is it Ryan that was the guy that was running it? And
So I was there after the original people left, but I was there when Ryan was still part of the.
Okay.
when
Yeah,
we-
it was Link and Story.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Mega.
So I started with that group,
Mega, yeah.
with that group of hooligans.
So this you may or may not want to answer this question. I'm curious as to why those guys have
Drifted off?
disappeared. Yeah, like we're
So
There-
it was honestly a little bit of like just everything. So when I came in, the crew was Fallout, Bones, Mega Magwitch, Story Machine, which is he's still with the channel. He just doesn't do the podcast, and the Black Link. Bones went off to focus on Crucible Radio and like whatever personal life he had going on. Fallout, I think at the time he was pushing for partner on Twitch.
yeah,
So-
that dude works a ton.
Yeah. So apart from like him having his day to day and working on like his intensely detailed reviews of shotguns and
Oh my
whatnot, Mega was expecting a child, and he was moving. So it was just more of like they needed to focus on like their own personal
Yeah.
stuff. So
Life got in the way.
yeah, essentially. So
Okay.
they went off and they went to go take care of business.
Okay. So Planet Destiny before, Planet Destiny as it is now, which one's better?
Honestly, the now portion of it, there's definitely a lot of aspects that I think are missing from the channel. In terms of having a dedicated PvP person to cover like some of the sandbox changes that occur, because most of us that are there now, we're more mainly PvE guys, and we'll cover PvP changes as well, but there's definitely a lot more knowledgeable people that have been part of PD that I still wish there were. Like I remember Cool Guy was once part of PD and he helped out the channel. But this was during the time when Ryan was around, so
Right.
which is why he was not here anymore. But in terms of general communication with the team, it's night and day how Moon has handled the.
He must know his boss is coming on here in a couple weeks.
No, we tell her this all the time
Because you want to stay employed. We know.
I was honestly going to disagree with him because, obviously I'm primarily a PvP player. There's no reason to waste the airtime. There's not a whole lot to talk about right now.
Yeah, PvP has been super on the slow side in terms of content and updates.
So, since you have been there for a while, does the interest in Destiny seem to have fallen off? I mean,
there's definitely times where I'm kind of just burnt out on it. But
No, I mean, we've talked about it.
Yeah, but I think
it's like I have to go do something else.
Yeah, but but you know, Bungie has definitely just they made such a really good playing sandbox where it's kind of hard to just walk away from for a good while.
One thing that I noticed though about Destiny, for some stupid reason, even if you're like, I can't pick up a controller and play this game right now, people still tune into the podcast. People still want to read everything that's going on. They want to be in the loop. And that was, I guess I should have phrased my question better. I'm not asking, are you the numbers behind who's logging in every day, but the interest in being Planet Destiny. You guys would probably see how many site visits are you getting, how many downloads on your podcast are you getting, your YouTube videos. Does that seem to be going down a little bit right now, or is it still holding pretty steady even now, where it seems like everybody's like, ooh?
I don't have access to the numbers because that's a question for Moonvault, because she has access to like all that stuff.
I'll ask her too.
Yeah. What I can tell you is that there's definitely been a drop on the YouTube side of things. But that's primarily attributed to the time where there was no manager and Planet Destiny was being discontinued, quote unquote, and that really fucked over the channel.
Yeah,
I'm being 100. Now, everyone who's ever talked to me knows. I mean, I'm smart about some things and not about others. So, like the other day, I go to my YouTube, which I have a lot of, I subscribe to a lot of channels. I'm like, where the fuck is Planet Destiny? And when Planet Destiny was shutting down, I'm like, oh fuck, it's over. And I unsubscribed, and I realized yesterday, it was like, I never resubscribed. But I never really missed anything because it comes through my Twitter feed. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. I was just like, oh, does this make me a shit person? Possibly.
Nah, dude, you're fine.
I was just like, that's fucked up.
You literally have gone through and booked Planet Destiny as guests for the next, I don't know, month or so, and you just now subscribing to him? What the hell?
I was like, wait, why can't I not fucking find him? Wait. Oh, I remember that day.
Yeah, see, and that hurt a lot. That hurt the channel a lot because that brought a pretty big influx of people unsubscribing, and because there was no content being produced for however long PD was without management, it completely threw PD off the YouTube algorithm. So, like, even though we're posting everything, we're posting everything that we do, like on the same timely basis that we used to, like the reset, the This Week at Bungie, the Zur, the podcast.
You're struggling to get back to where you were.
Yeah, like you can go to YouTube right now and look for Zur or whatever, and you're gonna see it's just houndish.
Yep. Yeah, if you do
it, it's really hard to avoid him right now.
if you do a Google search on where is Zur, yeah, there's a few other ones that pop up.
There's a lot of other places that pop up instead of, and PD is like
more or less, if you Google anything with Destiny, Houndish is going to pop up right now. It's like 5 videos a day.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how he does it. Like I'm here at my desk, waiting for that squiggly faced fucker to come around, and by the time that like I'm barely looking at his stuff, Houndish already has the video up. I'm just like, literally how?
Maybe he just like does a live YouTube stream and just like copies that to the channel, and that's his video.
Maybe, I don't know. The dude is insane fast, though.
Him and Fallout seem to be that kind of guy that can just drop content faster than anybody else, and you want to just slap him and go, how do you do this? Tell us the secret.
Shake him. How do you do it?
Where did you bury the chicken bones, and to what demon are you praying? Because we want to know the secret too.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot of work. I mean, that's what I always say. Like, even if I don't like somebody, I'll never say anything bad about them because I know how much work it takes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I remember, like, Blessius forever, he did double uploads.
Yeah.
For a very long time. It's like, dude, do you know how much work it takes? Because, I mean, he basically riffs. while he's playing PvP when he does Destiny stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, do you know how much work it takes to cut one of those a day, let alone 2 of those a day?
Yeah, it's a lot, dude.
Fuck, man.
So, this is coming from the man who struggles to get one up a month.
I mean, it's a different thing.
It is for you, but he reads me his backlog of, this is what I want to do. And then you talk to him, what are you working on? Well, I've added some more to my backlog. So,
I'm working on 3 things now I hadn't even planned on doing yesterday. It's like, dude, do you want to narrate this? Yes. Yes, I do. I've now officially abandoned all other things. They eventually come out, though.
So,
Okay. Well, all right. Here, let's do this. We're talking about Destiny, so let's take our 5 minutes. I'm going to catch Ryan up.
So,
the revelry.
but before we jump into it, just so you know, what I've been working on, and maybe Nem knows about this, maybe he doesn't. There has been a lot of internet buzz about a game that went dark back in 2012, and I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but a game called City of Heroes.
I've heard of the game, yeah.
Okay, so some people were able to get a hold of the source code for it and get a server running for the weekend, and it was a because this source code for the server was, long story short, was copied on the day that the server shut down and given to one guy in Argentina, and he kept a private server running for years with nobody knowing except for just the people he invited onto it. And it broke over the weekend because somebody finally got mad and said, this is what's going on. And so there's a team of people trying to work on it and put up a public server now. And this is a game I was heavily invested in. So I've been involved in that, and literally I'm sitting here watching Discord now, still waiting for more announcements and stuff while we're doing this. So it's like my focus has been somewhere else. And I didn't know if this was a game you knew about or not. So
I heard about it, yeah. But up until recently, I was really new to like PC gaming and such.
Okay. So this was, definitely Xbox 360 era. So if you weren't into PC gaming back then, if you were on the consoles, you would have never known anything about it.
No. I definitely heard about it because it sounded really fun, but I've, for the most part, been a PlayStation guy for years.
Rick is going to ban you from this play.
I just want to know if the one dude that's been playing this game for 7 years by himself in Argentina, if his character actually is Dr. Doom at this point.
No, he had like 3,000 people logging in and playing. He just had it very private and kept it very quiet by basically saying, if the word gets out that this exists, the company that owns the IP will come and shut us down. So don't tell people that we're doing this, or it's kind of like Fight Club, the first rule of Fight Club. It's like, don't bring the heat to us or we're going to get shut down. And if you want to be able to play your game, this right now is the only place to do it. So, all right. So anyways, go ahead, Rick, your update, since this is the reason why you need to give it to me.
All right. The revelry. All right. So Ryan has no idea what's going on. So basically, this is the event in a nutshell. We go back to the forest, right? The infinite forest, which is not infinite at
The
all.
impotent forest.
Apparently, Osiris has been doing psychedelic mushrooms as it decorated the place.
It sounds about right.
If you do this enough, you get an exotic linear fusion rifle, which I don't know if it's good or not, because nobody can agree on this, and
It's
I
a
haven't
fusion
fired
rifle.
around it. But it's one of those things that, the baby sleeper thing. But whatever, that's fine. But you get a magic tonic from Eva Levante, and as you play, you get these blue things, which will give you 30 minutes to where you can overcharge your melee, which you would think would attract me, doing the Titan thing, your ability or your grenades. Guess what everyone on the planet picked?
Grenades.
The grenades. So that's the event. As a result, Bungie kind of totally destroyed PvP.
So, is acid legal in Seattle?
No.
The description that you gave totally sounds like somebody on a nice trip.
If you have not been to the tower yet to look at the decor, you've lost out, because the decor is phenomenal.
Okay.
It's like something from Woodstock. I don't even know what it's about, to be perfectly honest with you. It's fucked up. But
420
so when
must
I
have
say
been a real bitch at Bungie.
So when I say your grenades recharge, I can throw a grenade about every half second. Legitimately. So Iron Banner is going to be really interesting tomorrow.
Yeah, if you weren't a fan of skip grenades, then you are going to hate PvP now.
So Gambit, got it.
Well, I mean, you're both warlocks. Don't you still have the purple, like Story would say, the purple warlock bukkake grenade?
That sounds like something Story would say.
It's 100% something he said. I stole it from him.
Your video, yeah.
I stole this line. I wrote him. I said, dude, I stole one of your lines for this video. He's like, that's pretty funny. It's fine. It's the only time I've ever conversed with him.
Alright, that's a good. I miss Story, but getting him in the podcast is just fucking torture for him, because we had to wake him up at like 3 o'clock in the morning for him to be on.
Yeah, he's UK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm in an Australian clan. I completely understand.
Yeah. But yeah, these things, these tonics, they're active anywhere you go. You have like this increased grenade class ability or melee, whatever you choose active. It's been really fun in Reckoning, but in PvP it can get kind of obnoxious.
So is this a situation where they should have turned it off in PvP or cut it down a little bit?
Have its own playlist, or just put Mayhem Light on there, but
If they'd have made PvP mayhem, nobody would have even cared.
Or is this more of a situation?
Obnoxious anyway.
Is this more of a situation where it's like laser tag weekend? You know, it's only going to be around for a little while. Suck it up and deal with it, and then we're going to go back to stale, vanilla, boring bullshit anyway. So whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like what their whole like objective was, because they wanted to break the sandbox, and they did.
No, I mean
it was fine until the people who are really trying to progress in comp chimed in, which I completely understand. There's people legitimately trying to progress in comp.
Well, hey fuckers, you got a 3-week vacation.
I would just I was gonna say I would just sit out for 3 weeks. It's legitimate. They actually apologized. They said we kind of
fucking Endgame comes out
went
this
too far.
Go do something else away from your computer screen.
But you get level, like he was saying, no, you can do it in raids. You can do it in the Reckoning. So I might be able to finally get my helmet that I can't seem to get for some fucking reason. But this is fine as well.
Oh, dude, I dislike that system with a burning passion, dude. The helmet system with Reckoning, it's annoying as hell.
Oh, I was talking. Like where you have to do the 4 wins and then you automatically get the upgrade. Is that the one you were talking about? Yeah.
So the thing with that is that if you're trying to go for the Notorious set, right? And you haven't you've never done one of those bounties before, you're not gonna get a Notorious helmet. You're gonna get a tier 1 helmet. Yes. And I don't understand why this was an investment decision that they ended up making, because for example, I tried to go on my Titan to get some of that gear set, and that helmet is locked out per week. So if you haven't gotten the tier 1 helmet since Season of the Drifter started, you're going to get the tier 1 helmet, and now you're going to be locked out until next reset so you can get the tier 2 helmet. And then you got to wait another week for the tier 3. Even if you're participating in a tier 3 event. And that is infuriating.
So Bungie did what Bungie does, and they broke their economy again.
I wouldn't even say break the economy, but they didn't. They just they didn't.
This was not thought out well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It
This
seems.
was
It seems like whatever decision they make to do, whatever they're, like when it comes to how to gain your loot, they always go the wrong way, or at least most of the time.
This is what I know. Is there a chance for a helmet to drop in the reckoning?
After you've done the bounty.
Oh, so I'm just boned.
Yeah, you're boned until you do it for the next couple of
Oh
weeks.
God. Well, no, I'm there to where it's like, yeah, if I go and I do the bounty this week, I will get the helmet.
You'll get the helmet, but then any other helmet that drops is going to be a tier 1 helmet.
I don't want to. I don't want to do that much reckoning this week. God damn it. Fuck. I've done a lot already.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he plays on Xbox. There's only like 7 other people on there with him anyway.
There's 9.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, and the way they made the armor thing too is just, I don't know, man.
I think we need to give Rick a minute to reset. He's filled with emotion.
But there's a workaround. This is what I don't understand. It's like, okay, so if you grind and you get the actual the coins, the tokens that you can bring to the machine to turn into a, I don't do nomenclature. I'm not learning these names. Fuck off. But to get the tier 3 node that you put into the machine,
yeah,
to
the
make the tier 3 armor, you can eat one of the tokens and it gives you the point boost to where you could turn your 4 pieces of armor into technically 5 pieces of armor.
Yes, that's a workaround.
Right.
I don't think that
why would you
work,
even fuck
though.
with the helmet then? It's like
If you have the tier 1 helmet and you pop a synth, you're only gonna get up to 14 instead of the 15 to get all of the. Because the synth only boosts you up 3 points. So if you're wearing almost a full set of Notorious set, but you're wearing an illicit helmet, and you pop a synth, it's only going to boost you up until 14, and you won't get the very last pinnacle perk.
Wait, well, okay, so I have 4 Notorious, which gives me 12.
Yeah.
And then you pop the synth, it gives you 3.
Yes.
Hey, Rick.
That's 15.
We only have roughly an hour for this podcast, and doing math is not your strong suit.
Documented. This is fine. I'll roll with 4 and wear an insurmountable skull for it. It's fine.
There you go. That's what I do, but with skull of the Ahamkara for the Nova Bomb.
Oh, I remember that. Never mind. I played D1. Sorry.
Yeah, so I can get my Nova Bomb back. That's great.
Jesus Christ. Oh, where have we gone with this? I don't even know. We've digressed so far down the rabbit hole.
This is why we should have show notes.
Yeah, whatever. It's also awkward because I can't see his face. I keep looking at your fucking head.
Yeah, and I purposely wore yellow tonight to really mess you up too.
It's accentuating it. I mean, and between the shirt and your green screen, you pretty much are the flag of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. In honor of 420, motherfucker. All right.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't drink hard liquor tonight.
All right. So, Nem, what do you guys got you're working on PlanetDestiny now? We'll just bring this right back. What do you got coming up? What are you excited for?
For PD at the moment, working on the 21% Delirium review. Other than that, we used to have a series called Community Spotlight, where a story machine would take people from the community that weren't, as well known as we think they should be. Mm-hmm. But ever since he kind of stepped back a little bit and he's only doing the weekly reset videos, bringing those back. So I'm going to be interviewing people as well. I believe one of my first guests is going to be Red Queen.
Oh, she's cool.
Yeah, and at some point in May, I'll have Lulu on the show.
I nominate that you do Rick and do the videos that he does, but make him edit all of his videos.
Fuck off.
So just get him down to a PG-13 rating. That's all.
Okay.
He'll be there for years.
Do you know how long it would take me to bleep the Peregrine Greens video? It was like, I just have to just fucking sell the channel off at this point.
So, what are you working on in your own stuff that you're excited
Yeah, that's
for?
what
What
I
do you got?
wanna
I wanted to get the PD stuff out of the way first and then let him go. What are you doing?
So, dude, honestly, I don't really focus on my channel. Again, my priority has been PlanetDestiny, so most of my time and energy goes into that. I'll occasionally stream on my channel, but it's nowhere near as consistent as some other people might have it.
Are you going to do the log thing we were talking about this morning?
The what?
The log power slave thing we were talking about on Twitter this morning.
Oh, right. Yeah, I need to get in touch with him with that. See what he wants out of that. But
There's
yeah,
going to be a lot of us.
that should
Oh,
be
dude, I'm not going to spoil it because it's just little bits, but you want to be in on this because this is going to be fucked up.
I dig it.
This is the most cryptic conversation we've ever had on here.
I can't say no more. It's a violation of a non-disclosure agreement with Disney
That owns the world
and the
anymore.
continent of Australia. Which Australia way more forgiving than Disney, by the way. Just want you to know that for the record.
Sounds about right.
So, all right. And so we are encroaching in on about an hour. Rick, do you have anything else?
I mean, I really just want to hang out and talk about metal, but I mean, people at home don't really come here for that kind of thing. This is fine.
Well, who do you like?
I mean, I don't know if you can tell from my hair color, but I'm an old dude.
He's like, motherfucker, I'm not watching the cameras.
Oh, yeah.
If it's any indicator, I don't really listen to like a lot of the newer shit just because it doesn't vibe with me. So I'm kind of stuck in like maybe early 2000s and older stuff.
Yeah, I see. Like I'm still stuck in like Pantera and
It's the 80s.
yeah, Machine Head, Crowbar,
It's good stuff.
Megadeth.
Yeah, dude.
Is Megadeth even metal anymore? I mean, after the evolution of rock and roll, I mean, it's like we know Metallica is heavy metal because it's literally in the name of the band. But if you like play like the new shit, or fuck
Yeah.
it, even if you play like Mastodon versus Metallica, it's like this is soft rock.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
So yeah, I'm stuck in on. Yeah, like the most current band I listen to is Mastodon, which has probably been out for like what 15 fucking years now.
Yeah.
And then some guys got me into some Scandinavian bands, which apparently Vikings really like metal, which kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Looking at it from the outside.
Wild, dude.
I was telling some guys about that at work. It was like Swedish people like metal. I'm like, they're Vikings. What you think they listen to smooth jazz? It's like, what the fuck else are you gonna listen to? And everyone in the room went, oh.
They're not listening to country music.
No, they're not. Oh, they're not.
Oh shit! Oh, let's fuck it. Let's wrap it up there.
All right.
Because this will spiral into a whole thing, and Ryan will fall asleep, and his head will fall forward, will be blinded by the reflection from his camera, but it's neither here nor there. But, Nem, do you have anything coming up that you would particularly like to let the people know? Like any projects or anything, charities, What now?
I don't have any charities coming up, but I will shill out Aura's Gaming for Pits charity event that he's going to be having real soon for the Villalobos Foundation for Pities. In terms of like the stuff that I'm working on, just keep an eye out for the Community Spotlight series to come back because those are going to be pretty fun. Changing it up the way compared to how it used to be, where it used to be more of a sit down and talk kind of a thing. And if the possibility opens up between me and the person that I'm interviewing, we're probably going to be playing the game while talking about what they do and all that good stuff. So
that's rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
That's rough. It's hard to do an interview and play a game at the same time.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
We thought about it like in the early days of conception for this,
and then we realized nobody had Xboxes, and that went away.
Yeah, there's that.
See, that's one of the benefits now of playing the game on PC and PS4.
Dude, if they ever come out with cross-save, it's just gonna change the world.
Oh, I know, dude.
Yeah. So
It's like I have so many friends on the PS4 side. I have a PS4. I'm not grinding a fucking Titan again. Fuck off. This is my Titan.
Dude, when I transferred over from PS4 to PC and starting from literally zero around Forsaken,
when D2
How was that like emotional? Like, did you eat the magic nugget that they give you to like get?
Dude, I was crying inside the entire time, and outside sometimes, dude.
Like, did you take the power-up boost that Bungie gives you when you buy the package? And
No, this was before Forsaken dropped, so I didn't even have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not even like your character. It's like some other thing you threw together because you don't have the patience to do all that shit again to make it look like the original one.
It only takes 8 seconds to make a character, and that character creator with all 3 choices that they have. It's not an elaborate character creator.
One day I will send you a screenshot of my Titan's head, which no one will ever see in a video, and I will prove you wrong. Because it is an abomination that does not need to see the light of day.
So, Nem, are you going to be at Guardian Con this year?
No. Florida is bad for my health. Especially around the time when Guardian Con is going to take place.
You had my curiosity, now you have my attention.
Alright, so long story short, when I was younger, I had this issue with my eye, and the optic nerve swole up to the point where it's scarred. So being in temperatures of heat or overexerting my body triggers that nerve to swell up again, and it causes blinding migraines.
This motherfucker lives in L.A.
LA, not Florida.
It's still hot.
They've got that like purple-orange sheen of smog.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
that helps.
I mean,
Smog is good for him.
He's never in direct sunlight, bro.
Pollution is
that
a
disgusting humidity that is Florida.
Pollution is good for you,
Dude. I'm sorry, because that sucks.
Yeah, it started off with just like a pain, and it gradually worked up to where I had a blind spot on there, and that's when I was like, all right, fuck it, I gotta go to the ER. And when they took pictures of the inside of my eye, the actual lens is supposed to be like a perfect circle shape. This was just a blob in my eye. Like, that's why I was getting blind spots. And yeah, no, the optic nerve was pretty fucked.
Dude, I've never even heard of that. That's fucking...
Yeah, it's called optic neuritis.
I don't even know how to feel. It's like I'm amazed because it's something new, and at the same time, it's like I feel horrible. Fuck,
dude, it's like if you try every time I tried to move my eyes by just simply looking either left, right, up, or down, it felt like something was tugging at the back of my eye in terms of like pain.
So like the Bahamas are completely fucking out for you then.
Anywhere where it's like scorching hot, that's a fucking no for me, dude.
Totally understand why he went to the UK for vacation.
No wonder your ex is from Scotland. Perfect.
Yeah,
Works out.
It was
You
great.
should have stayed.
I wanted to.
She told him to get the fuck out.
I mean, it happens to the best of us.
So, she sent his ass home.
Fucking even New York wouldn't work for you either, though, because I don't know if you ever been to New York City in the summer.
No, never.
All that glare off the windows and shit would just wreck him.
Oh, ask Fallen about next time you talk to him. New York City in the summer is a special kind of hell.
Just when you talk to Fallout, just stay away from ramen noodle discussion.
Oh,
It's a dark rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah,
I had no idea that people even ate ramen noodles that didn't come from your cabinet and went directly into a bowl of water into your microwave in college.
That weren't in college.
Apparently, it's a whole world of cuisine I was not aware of, and I'm a well-traveled man.
Oh, shit. Anything else that we want to get into? I don't want to know anymore. I feel like the dude just kicked my puppy after hearing the eye story.
Fuck, I feel so bad, man.
Yeah.
That sucked.
I mean, fuck, Anchorage is nice.
So, well, here, I'll tell you a quick thing. Where I live in Ohio, we have a army base here that is like 5 miles from my house. And the reason why it is here was when they built it in the 70s, we have the third highest cloud cover of the United States. And they were worried about Russian satellites being able to see the base. So cloud cover was perfect to obscure the view.
Nice.
I mean, so that
smart.
would work for you, but the downside is
It's Ohio. Yeah, so everything else sucks. So
I've tried to figure a workaround for Ohio. I can't find one.
yeah, it's bad.
I unfortunately have family there.
Unfortunately.
Anyway,
All right, let's wrap
we'll
this
stop.
one up, guys.
Yeah, let's stop. We're just fucking with you at this point.
But
I feel like I'm fucking with you at this point.
thank you so much for being here. Jesus Christ. I mean, sorry that everything sounds bad.
Thanks for having me, dudes.
It's been awesome.
Well, if people haven't figured out, they can find you on PlanetDestiny, obviously.
Yeah.
If they want to find you and follow you and maybe perhaps resubscribe to you after prematurely unsubscribing to you, where can they find you?
Oh man, if you want to find me pretty much either on Twitter or Twitch, it's just NemPlays, just /NemPlays. That's where I'm at, and you'll find me.
This is the first time he and I have ever actually spoken, but we have been like, we're not even Twitter buddies. We're just like
Around in the community.
shit stirs
You're
with
in
each
the-
other for like a year now.
You're in the same orbit.
Yeah.
We're in the same tier of shit posters, so we always run into each other.
It's awesome. You guys fuck with the same people.
Yeah, dude.
So
And each other.
awesome.
Yeah. Ryan, if people want to find you,
Here.
where can they find you besides the island of Jamaica?
Here. This is all I do.
And if you want to find me for whatever fucking reason that is,
You'll see him once every 3 months. Put a new YouTube video up.
that is a thing that happens. It averages out to 12 a year at the end of the day. Regardless. You can find me at man_@_arms2112 on Twitter, which will open up the rest of the world to you. Or you can find us here at, what is it? It's Unfiltered Pod, but there's a 1 instead of an I, because if you use an I, you end up in softcore porn territory, and it was really hard to work around that. Just throwing it out there. But outside that, Nem, brother, thank you so much for coming on. I don't know we accomplished anything, but I've wanted to have a talk with you for a long time, and I really do appreciate you. So.
Dude, thanks for the invite. It was a good getting, finally, to talk to you after being around for so long.
Ever.
So,
Okay. Brian, say goodnight to the people.
good night, people.